satanic way, something of substance to provide other than it being shrouded in mystery.
Satanism is good for fighting legal battles because when a school wants to put a Christian club in and doesn't want to include Muslim or Jewish clubs or whatever, the Satanists come in and say, well, hey, if you're putting a Christian club in, we want to put an after-school Satanist club in.
That was a clip from this episode here where I don't have a featured track because I'm a guest. And I did a snippet of some of my music, and I just played the song from his music. So, without further ado, introduction here to the beer episode. So crack open a cold one, grab a stiff one, and relax. Metal news. Metal music. Metal podcast. The occasional mythos and constant chaos. Prayer is the best way to know God. Not listening to podcast is the quickest, but there is no God. So, this is the introduction for episode... being the International Podcast Day is coming, I can literally just call it episode 43.
Episode 43.
Of Vault of Doom Podcast. I am Mickey GemInEye. This is... Introduce yourself.
My name is Henry Kissinger. I am a notorious war criminal, and I currently reside in hell.
That's like wait, 30s, 1930, Industrial Revolution?
No, 1960s. And he just died recently. He just died a few months ago.
What was he? Mafia?
He helped manufacture the Vietnam War.
Oh, so he was like...
He was part of the Richard Nixon administration in the 60s and early 70s.
So he was like the political types.
He was
suitor.
Secretary of State or something like that.
The larger...
I don't know. He was in charge of war.
The larger heists suited him, as opposed to like Dillinger, who was a...
Dillinger was
bank robber.
just a regular criminal. Henry Kissinger was a war criminal, like Dick Cheney.
Real quick, I want to try to keep this here. Keep it. The fucking Dillinger type figures, though, is just what I was mentioning. Like bank robbers, that's a big deal and shit. But this guy, he wanted like a bigger lick. I wanted to use the word lick, but most people aren't aware of the terminology that lick is like.
Lick is like a heist, a scam, a job that you pull off.
Yeah, it's lingo or street lingo.
It's where you do something that is morally nefarious for your own personal gain. But that's how you hit a lick.
But that's Kissinger versus Dillinger. Kissinger chose the bigger lick by doing war crimes.
Kissinger...
You said war crimes.
Kissinger's lick was the Vietnam War.
That was a war crime. Yeah, there's so many documentations about all the travesties that occurred there.
I mean, there's the bombing of Cambodia. That's a big one, but there's so much more. I'm not a historian. I don't really want to get into it, but his war crimes were many and documented, and still he was considered a hero amongst the political elite until his death just a few months ago at age like 90 something. So he lived a long and full life that he did not deserve to live.
I'm gonna throw this in the beer thing for now because we're camping on the fucking coffee and biscuits.
All right, did we intend for this podcast to be about Henry Kissinger? Like, can we move on?
Not at all. I just want to make.
What's next?
I just want to make sure that I maintain the momentum we're working with here because I like it and I want to keep it. That is how the show was intended to be, inspired by that free range. It's so difficult to. I know where this is a segue to, is the uncomfortability that people have to communicate with any of this online shit right now. That's the topic I'd love to bust open. That we have all this communication and none of it's effective.
I definitely feel that since I'm so busy working, in the 2020s as a gig worker, I am working 60 to 80 hours a week. I don't have much time for a social life. So most of my social life takes place online or within messages, text messages, or video calls or phone calls. Seeing you here in person right now is actually a rare thing for me, where I can actually see one of my friends in person. So it's good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the occasion, we can do something like this. I have the mechanics of a comedian fully through and through, but it's becoming more and more aware to me. It's quite honestly just the hatred that fuels that. And that's where I have chosen.
Where's the hatred coming from?
No, that's not for me to handle. That's more.
What are you saying? You're dealing with hatred. Is it coming from you? Is it coming from others? Where is this hatred coming from?
It's where I'm saying that the path that I've chosen is black metal opposed to comedy, and that currently I'm sifting through, working out whatever malfunctions could or would be. It's a very confusing time for me, like it is for you. And I wanted to mention earlier about like how things weren't so complicated when we met, and then they became very complicated after we met, and that we have the chance and opportunity to work things out and clear out some of the confusion. But I used to think it would be done with a lot of meditation and ascetic practices and stuff. I remember expressing some of my previous ascetic practices and all this shit, but I'm a
hardcore skeptic, so I probably was like, oh, there's some bullshit, woo bullshit. But,
yeah, I mean, despite
our differences like that, we've always gotten along pretty well.
Another person that I have a lot in common with shares that sentiment, that a lot of that meditation shit and pranayama and yoga and all that shit ain't gonna fucking get me to where I'm trying to go right now. It's kind of that ferry thing that takes you across the river, and then you just leave the ferry there. You ain't carrying the ferry on your back type shit. So wisdom will always be there. And that's one of the things of the Druid path, is like that the wisdom is the first step, one of the first cornerstones in the fucking path, the Druid path, as I've been practicing.
Well, without wisdom, how will you move through the world?
Yeah, I know. It's a navigation tool.
Without wisdom,
it's a navigation tool, and that's where, quite frankly, I can see a shitload of both of our efforts to pursue the preservation of said wisdom and knowledge and all that stuff becoming so wasted in the ways that I try to do it. Like, you once said that, like, I know I'm trying to help, but I screw things up. And you were just being, I didn't take it personally or offense to it, though it is something that should be, it's said to be taken offense to at least open up someone's eyes, you know? It's just that I'm the wrong person to try to open up my eyes. My eyes are as open as they can be, like literally Clockwork Orange style.
You know me, sometimes I just, I might say some harsh things, but it don't mean I don't love you. I'm saying it because I love you.
Say no more. That's what I'm trying to say. Listen, like, that was well said, and it was also true.
I don't like being harsh on people.
It's just, where do we go from that?
When people are being harsh on themselves.
It's just, where do we go from that? You know what I mean? The awareness of that. I'm aware of this. It's just, where do we go from that? And then, you know, I'm agitated like a mosquito bite with the Fall Out Boy reference of, like, you know, or whoever the fuck it is. All pop music. All pop music is an agitator to me. Like, literally, like, it's such a mosquito bite. This pop music.
You know, some pop music is good. I mean,
of course it's good. That's why it's popular.
I prefer indie music, but even indie music has pop elements.
But it's not like.
And who doesn't? And okay, Michael Jackson might have been a really bad dude, like bad in the negative sense of the word, not in the sense of his song. But you just cannot deny those fucking songs are popping.
I have one problem with our friendship and my other social encounters is that I'm not able to be self-critical enough. You know what I mean? And I expect that. I think it's that I'm perfectly self-critical. I'm not sure how to communicate that with other people and have that kind of expectation laid down as a foundation for how we can start a context. We can begin crafting a context when I find someone else a bit self-critical.
No, it's okay. I mean? It's okay to be self-critical, but there's a difference between being self-critical and self-deprecating. You understand?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Like, being self-deprecating is just beating up on yourself with no solutions in sight. Being self-critical is pointing out your flaws and saying, hey, I'm going to work on this.
This is straying a bit off topic here, so while I get ready for the commercial break that I'll add in on the editing process of the video.
Commercial break!
Is
Lucky Charms.
Just get ready for a convo about beer, man.
Alright, press play. We're into the conversation now.
So, Italy and Holland imported beers, and this is not Heineken, mind you, and this is also not whatever is normal Italian import. I don't know that they have one.
All right, what does this say? What is this? Oh, Peroni. I've had Peroni before.
This is
Peroni is kind of like Heineken, pretty much. What is this? Gross?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, can I have the Gross?
And they're both green bottled. But that's what I'm saying is that what the fucking, you know, the whole fucking thing to me is
what is the whole thing to you?
These are the old style of the country they're from.
Yeah. I'm not pretending these are craft beers. These are just beers from other countries. They're pretty much the same. Both of them.
What's wrong with mixing them?
Peroni is the same thing as Heineken, pretty much. Gross, but Gross is a Pilsner. It's a little bit more hearty than a Heineken or a Stella or anything like that.
What could be wrong?
I think it's closer to an old style than the Peroni. May I crack open this Gross? I'm gonna crack open this Gross. No,
listen. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. Don't crack that open yet. I'm warning you. Do not do that yet.
Okay. Go on.
The point behind the choosing of your beers is something that comes after the because we're not getting philosophical with this at all. We're just literally beer enthusiasts in a rudimentary.
And as a beer enthusiast, what I'm saying is the Peroni from Italy is closest to the Heineken or the Stella. I'm saying this Gross. What is this? A Polish, German beer?
I don't have.
I'm saying Gross is kind of closer to like an old style or a PBR.
I don't have such. I don't have such things like this to me that can't be all blended into one.
Folks, audience at home, what Mickey is saying is he wants to mix these beers with the old styles that we already have into a big glass for the sake of drinking out of a big glass. Does that sound like beer culture to you?
No, it's mixed into a pitcher.
That sounds like drunk culture.
It's not a glass. It's a pitcher. It's mixed into the pitcher, and then it's put into each of our glasses, and then because we're basically literally up against like fucking a bunch of basically what can be considered big deals, and like we're the big deal of the non-big deals.
We're the big deal of the non-big deals.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means.
In all honesty, we're totally underground people.
We're mole people.
We're underground.
We have no eyes.
We're underground public figures. You know what I mean? Like people know who we are, and people like consume our content online, and people. You book shows, and you go to shows, and you earn cash. Do you earn cash from your?
Sometimes I earn cash from performing, but it's not. It ain't enough to.
Because it's still. That's what I'm saying.
It's just a little bit of. It
still
basically
it's
covers my beer and gas money.
Feel free to crack open that beer, but
I'm cracking it open. Then
it's still beckoning to you the next step. It's still beckoning.
And what is the next step?
Well, I'm not at liberty to discuss that here in the beer discussion, but I have to when you ask me. And the next.
Who is restraining your liberty to discuss?
It's not
this subject.
It's not that. It's that something, and generally speaking, that even just to open up the door to opportunity of.
When opportunity knocks, you put a battering ram to that door and shoot the dog.
Like what you could consider the next step. Because you don't want to fucking...
The next step for me is smoking some fucking weed.
You don't want to fucking listen...
I'm drinking a nice beer. Now I'm packing myself a hitter of some fucking dank-ass weed from the dispensary.
Listen to me asking you, like, do you want to earn enough money to pay bills from doing shows? I'm tired of hearing that shit.
Wait,
you should be too.
You didn't ask me that until now. What did you just ask me?
Like, do you want to earn enough money playing shows? I don't want to hear that kind of shit or have people ask me that.
I would love to earn a living playing, singing and playing and whatever, doing music. It just don't seem like it's in the cards for me. Well, I do all original music.
That's what I'm saying is that I don't even want to be the fucking guy to ask you that question, and I don't even want to fucking be a hero and try to evade the fucking question from being asked. But doing the shows, it is what you want. It's I have to ask now. It's like,
well, I do shows whether I get paid for them or not. So obviously I want to do shows. If I could earn a living playing shows, or at least earn enough side income to pay some bills, like that would be great. But right now that's not happening for me.
You're defined as indie, an indie artist, and then an indie being short for independent. That
I think the folks at home know that, Mickey.
Can't stay independent the same way that my rejection today helped me learn that I'm experimental, and that I can't stay experimental. These are two different things. I don't want to compare independent artists with experimental artists at all, but the meeting of minds, like that beer we drank at one time.
Well, the thing is, I know that
to catalyze something.
If I joined a band that did all covers and all like crowd pleasing songs, I would at least like those.
I'm good on the
those
weed.
sorts of bands.
I'm
make
good on the
money.
weed, but I will take my rations of beer and drink them the way I want to drink them. Since I'm almost done with this number two beer here, and then I have to take a moment here. To just,
You got 3 beers coming your way.
Oh, okay.
If you want to pour them all into one glass and drink it and pretend you're a big man, you go right ahead.
That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. It's that the
you don't think that's what you
the
mean.
rejection that I get leaves me to mirror and reflect that I'm forced to be doing that, or at least expected to.
Oh.
Follow me here. Follow me. I'm expected to do that. So with that kind of expectation being the same irritation I was mentioning about the pop music, I don't know if we recorded the part about the pop music or not. That's why I fucking don't pause my shit. I just leave it running. That it's the same irritation. That it's expected of me that I be, a cunt, basically. And come to find out, I'm actually not all that much of a cunt. So I have to play around a little bit and have fucking fun here. And maybe not fun, but experiment a little bit while I'm still experimental. And you should be fucking around a little bit, be independent while you're still an independent artist before you evolve into something like
Oh,
Pokemon.
bro, I've always been independent.
Charmander, like if you need to be Charmander right now and then become Charizard or Charmeleon.
Bro, I've been independent my whole life. I know that if I want to make any money off of music, I have to go into the cover band business.
I'm foggy
and play
coughing.
crowd pleasers. I'm willing to do that. It's just I have certain nowadays as an original artist.
I know you're
have
confused with the artists you're with now. You're working
reputation.
I know you're confused with the artists you're working with now. I don't want to make this a music podcast, but it might end up being a music episode.
Okay, we are talking about beer. I would like to circle back to the beer.
Yeah. Let's make.
I'm drinking this grouse, which I said is the closest thing to an old style. But grouse is what, German? It's German, right?
Holland, so close.
Okay. Dutch then.
Yeah,
it's Dutch.
They share the same.
Yeah, I get it.
They share the same geography.
Yeah, it's European white. But yeah, grouse is very close to old style. And old style, even though this is an American beer, the recipe is based off of an old, I think it's either a German or Dutch recipe.
Well, the whole process for me on the way that I like to do things is like one time we were cooking, or you were cooking dinner, and I was like, hey, cook it the way I want to do it. And it's like, hey, well, that's taking away my freedom. And then if we're trading and borrowing and divided we stand,
I don't remember that conversation.
Divided we stand, united
all
we fall.
I remember is when I'm cooking dinner, you trust me to cook it the right way.
You need to let me.
You usually trust me.
You need to trust me. You need to trust me on this, and I can't be the fucking guy that says trust me. I'm not a doctor.
Trust me, I'm not a doctor. America, trust us. We're not doctors. We swear. Please put your life in our hands.
Well, yeah, that's the total like leaping and falling kind of trusting something. it's scary. You ever heard the saying it's okay until it's not? One of the things you'll be very unlikely to hear, it's scary until it's not. It's true. It will be scary until it's not. You just won't hear anybody tell you that though.
Oh, I don't need anybody to tell me that. I've gotten into some scary times. I mean,
yeah. Tell me some. Let's take a short intermission on story time and tell me some cool. I've been busting out some cool stories recently on the recent episodes of the show. Kind of want to hear some cool stuff. I mean, did anything noteworthy happen on any of these road shows? You don't go too far when you go to your shows, but
Oh, I recently, last month, I played 2 shows with the band that I just joined, Smashed Atoms. And both of those shows went really well. I mean, nothing crazy happened. But I was able to say my crazy jokes in between songs. The thing with the one show with the Montrose Saloon, and this is a good problem to have, the crowd was cheering so loud and wooting and hooping and hollering that they didn't hear my jokes between the songs for the last few songs. So they were basically reacting to the music alone, which is great.
Yeah, speaking of fear, you know, you did scare the shit out of me. You did that one show on the bunker, the first show in the bunker. You didn't do 2 shows in the bunker. Matt Shookin did 2 shows in the bunker.
Yeah, I only did one with Cord Cabal.
But that bunker set made me shit my pants because I laughed so hard at something that happened. It haunted me for years later because that was
I cannot watch that performance.
That was the October of 2021, and then so now a couple of years later, like, it haunted me. It literally, you call demons, call them whatever the fuck you want, but the shit literally haunted me. It made me shit my pants out when I woke up one morning, and I was like,
what made you shit your pants?
The next time or the bunker set? I don't know what it was. There's something in the bunker set you said was funny, but the next time I don't even know what it was. It was just, it was that experience that followed me and made me shit my pants again. And then, you know, I mean, I'm a fucking soldier. I handled the shit fine, but that Brower House set you did the one night, I was watching your Facebook stream on it, and it scared the living fuck out of me. Like, you looked like Joaquin Miller from Joker, dude. Like, you had your
Joaquin Phoenix.
Or did I say Joaquin Miller?
You said Joaquin Miller.
My bad. I have to superimpose myself on that. I fucking can appear to be quite interesting, and that I make those mistakes in saying Joaquin Miller, Joaquin Phoenix. But I'm literally trying to express the point, like a young man with autism, that your posture
a young man with autism.
Your posture scared the shit out of me, man. Like, you were literally like leaned over the crowd. It's like literally looked like you should have been singing metal. I seriously think metal is your calling.
Wait, where was I performing at?
Brower House.
Oh, Brower House. I performed there many times.
And then the set that you were
doing...
They're
closed now.
Because you're not doing scary shit.
Brower House, as much criticism as I have against the joint, I never got any shit for fucking being extreme with my onstage banter.
I'm so still unsure of my role in the whole scene there. But let me excuse myself for a moment here.
That's where I met you, though.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. I'd love to give some food for thought on my way out. That, you know, things weren't so complicated until we met. We've become like we have a strange chemistry.
Well, hey folks, Mickey is going to take a piss, and as soon as he's done, I'm going to take a piss as well. But in the meantime, I would just like to sing you a song written by my good friend James Hennis of the People Readers. It's called Right Here in This World. Everything is beautiful with you right here in this world. Everything is beautiful with you right here in this world. Everything is beautiful here in this world. Everything is beautiful with you right here in this world. Listen to the birdies in the trees, all singing their pretty little songs, yeah. Imagine the birdies all singing messages of happiness, peace, and love. I put my ghost inside this melody for everyone, yeah. I put my ghost inside this melody for everyone. Everything is beautiful with you right here in this world. Everything is beautiful with you right here in this world. Everything is beautiful with you right here in this world. Everything is beautiful with you right here in this world.
Bravo on that set. I don't have the guitar in my hands right now, but
that song was written by James Hennis, also known as Jimmy, also known as Polar Bear of the People Readers. Look them up on the interwebs. You can find them on pornhub.gov. And up next we have Mickey McMickelson with The Weather.
oh yeah, I would play probably a couple. I would probably play a couple minutes of deciding which fucking one of my songs I'd want to play, considering the massive fucking catalog that I have to work with. But
Play that one.
This is one that's been recently evolved. Speaking of Pokemon evolving,
Play the pirate song about finding your girl.
if you like, well, this is even better. If you like Lord of the Rings.
No, I want to do
You don't like Lord of
sing-
the Rings. You're
I
not
want
Lord
to
of the
do the
Rings freak.
sing along.
Well, the previous owner of this guitar, I know for a fact is a Lord of the Rings freak, so she would appreciate this.
Okay.
Especially considering.
Okay.
All right.
Play it. Some Flight of the Bumblebee shit. Flight of a bumblebee that's on meth. But
There's a verse after that, but that's literally like just one of the snippets and tastes. So I would love to just throw in a whole shitload of snippets and tastes, but
snippets and tastes.
I literally want this.
Hold up. I gotta
expect
pee.
this from me.
I gotta go pee.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Keep it going. Yeah. I expect this from myself that I Pokemon my work that I do, work that we do. God, Pokemon the work that I do, expecting it from someone else, and then it's expecting that from the work that we do. So, having a network set up on a social network, I mean, that's something I've been very I've been very sarcastic with a lot lately, as is very trending. So I'm really only, as much of a soldier and impervious to most things as I might be, I'm really only able to escape the sarcastic nature of what's trending in the world right now. And unfortunately, the amount of care that I could possibly have for such things is overpowered by what's trending here in our space right now, in the Vault of Doom, with me, Mickey GemInEye, hanging out with Daryl Holloman.
Heyo!
And we're drinking some beer, and we're talking about beer, and
I'm drinking a grouse.
and we're saving ourselves from being.
He's drinking a
We're saving
Peroni.
ourselves from being the douchebags that call ourselves beer enthusiasts. We're not beer enthusiasts.
We're beer drinkers.
We are beer drinkers. But I mean, what really do you think is that defining and determining factor that makes people call each other? Hey, I'm an influencer. I'm a musician. And
I don't care
Sublime,
about
right?
none of that shit.
You like Sublime, right?
I love Sublime.
Do you remember the set? Did you ever listen to Bradley and Friends?
Yeah, of course. They influenced you. Have you ever listened to any of my acoustic music?
That's what
shit
it was.
influenced my whole life.
That's what it was. It was an acoustic thing. And he mentioned in one of them, he's like, I never claimed to be a musician. So, it's
I just love fucking drinking beers, getting stoned, and making fucking music with my homies.
There's a
you
wisdom.
know what I'm saying?
There's a super fucking tree of knowledge to fucking be like super tree of knowledge, philosophical nugget to be like, there's a shitload of wisdom in that reggae, and then there's a shitload of wisdom in that heavy stuff. And they just really are it's both wisdom, but it's like different aspects and all this other shit. But again, I don't want to fucking go into the philosophical shit at all. Like that is work for somebody, and like they have shit to lose with that.
You know what? What I liked about that Bradley Nolan Friends.
So who are we then?
Album,
who are we? Can we just call ourselves haggard pieces of shit for now? I mean, that's one reason why I love you.
Oh, we are very haggard, and we are.
Cheers to that.
We're pieces of shit, but we're good pieces of shit.
Don't sugarcoat it.
We are good at heart.
Don't sugarcoat it. Keep it gritty and grimy. Let's fucking grind it out, pound it out, smash it out.
Jesus Christ. That is a big glass of beer.
Hey, I was trying to experience this with you, but you know what? I'm liking the experience of it without you.
Bro,
it's a new flavor.
Dude, no,
for me,
man.
It's a new flavor for me. I'm used to experiencing things.
If I had a big glass of beer, I would just drink it like it was a big glass of water, and then I'd fucking be too drunk to walk home. I still gotta make a phone call and make some food. Shit, I need to eat.
Sweet.
I need to eat.
Well, I would say let me heat up some sandwiches for us, and then let's eat. Because I have to eat at a specific time. It's just too early for me. If you want to wait 1 hour.
What time is it?
It's 9:30 or 9:45. One of those.
It's 8:30.
8:30. Holy fuck.
Damn, it's early as fuck.
Yeah, we have
shit.
We have some substance to provide for the episode, if you will dig into your psyche for a moment.
Let's dig in.
Yeah, and just let's decide what we could.
Talent.
Let's decide what we would determine as something we would provide, because I have actually been working my ass off. I could use somebody taking the load off. I already feel the relief. I'm gonna let you
Take a load off,
let you take the floor.
Fanny.
Yeah, we should make it a music thing.
Take a load for free.
We should make it a music thing, but it is a podcast.
Oh, look.
Talking is important.
You look. You are the podcast host. Whatever you want to do. If you want to do music, you want to do talking, that's up to you. You got to make a decision.
Yeah, I would love to do the music aspect of it, but
well, then if the guitar's in standard tuning, I can play a song.
So
if it's not, then you can play a song.
So this is important for me right now. I kind of need this. Can I hit that? Letting the thing fly how it started is definitely preferred right now. So we can kind of segue, take our minds off whatever it is focused on right now.
Whatever you want to do, man.
I meant to bust out that social media topic. I meant to bust out that social media topic.
Okay. I have been thinking a lot about how most of my social life is spent on social media. I work 60 hours a week, and I use my phone to work. I'm an Uber Eats driver. So,
don't you
and anybody that messages me while I'm working knows I'm looking at my phone.
You were at Uber, regular Uber, and then you switched to Uber Eats.
Yeah, I switched to Uber Eats when the pandemic hit, and I don't want to go back to driving humans around. It's too stressful.
It just, it just really shows some professionalism that you don't do things like tell people about your music, but you told me once that you bumped into somebody that knew you or knew about you. They heard about you through word of mouth or something, and they were like, hey, I heard your music or something like that, and like, I like what you do and all that stuff. And then you felt, how did you take that compliment? Because I seriously don't know how I take compliments at all. And
hey,
you
mostly
you must be doing the same.
You know what? When a good friend of mine gives me a compliment, it means a lot more to me than when a stranger gives me a compliment. Like, it's cool if people I don't know actually discover my music. Like, if they like it, then that's great. But at this point in my life, like, I'm not a rich and famous superstar. Like, at this point in my life, I know when I write a new song, I'm writing it. I know that
lifestyle does not
the
appeal.
only people that are going to hear it are my good friends, and maybe some strangers will hear it, but I don't care.
That lifestyle does not appeal to you. That does not appeal to people like you or people like me.
What lifestyle?
Any of that rich and famous stuff.
I don't need to be rich and famous, but if I could actually fucking make a living off of my music, I would be happy.
Well, that's what I wanted.
Right now, I'm fucking suicidal.
That's what I wanted to set the parameters of with the. Don't be unembracing of your suicidal thoughts. Like,
thank you. Thank you for saying that. Actually,
embrace shit. It's fucking.
Thank you for saying that, because sometimes I feel like when I share those thoughts, people are just like,
no.
Well, you shouldn't think that way.
They're
it's
robots.
Just like, no, man.
Robots.
It's like life is getting pretty bad.
They're robots, man.
I'm thinking about checking out.
They're responding that way because they're robots. I'm saying that you.
They're not robots.
Yes,
they're not robots.
Yes, they are.
I'm a robot.
If you feel bad about calling them robots, just remember Jack Black and Tenacious D. We know you're all robots and we don't care. I philosophically bust that shell open in the sense of, is that I don't care, we don't care as in we accept you even though you're a robot, or is that we know you're robots and we don't care, as in we're not going to let you stand in our way. I mean, it could be like 5 other things after that. I don't know, but you setting your pace and setting your place outside of the parameters of all the other people other than robots or zombies or the sleeping people is, you know, really needs to be commended and absorbed. I can see you absorbing. I can see your body language. You're kind of absorbing that,
well,
trying to process that. But
the thing is, like,
don't slip though on that. Jump out of
the
your shell.
thing is, I get vindicated through my music when people can relate, and sometimes, you know, I just released a happy song, but it was not written by me. It was written by Jimmy. But right before that, I shared a really sad song called The Living World, about basically how I've cleaned up my act. Like, I am no longer, like, I go to bed by 11, I wake up at 5 in the fucking morning, I work hard, I try and get all my bills paid, I'm doing everything right. I'm working out, I'm staying in good health, like, I'm doing eating healthy, I'm doing everything right, yet still, I'm still fucking depressed as fuck. So
that would be where you haven't stepped into the next step after where you are, the same way that I haven't stepped into the next step after where I am. I am and have been totally experimental in my genre, and your indie confinements are identical.
When I have a band with me, my musical confinements are gone. But when it's just me and my guitar, like, yeah, I am constrained to standard. I'm constrained to standard chords. I still fucking do pretty well.
You've invited me to some of the rehearsals, band practice, and the experience of being there in and of itself is something that not only should be documented, but the documentation of that by me has been sort of contaminated by... Oh shit, I took the filter out if you still want it. I don't know.
Oh, no.
Or I have the vape. What you need? Something to nibble on. You need something to nibble on, my friend. I've got tea and biscuits, or coffee and wafers.
Dude, I could go for some coffee and wafers.
But the contamination aspect of it, of documenting it by me, is what I feel. I'm gonna step over here for a second. The audio should take the listener on a journey that I'm walking over here and stuff. Are you gonna freaking be still down for some music after this? Because I definitely am, and I don't want the fucking my technology not cooperating very well with the personal issues, but the audio cuts out if I'm doing my software and then fucking running the shit. So broadcasting what I'm doing on my software is next to impossible.
I'm fucking baked.
That's good, man. I know that you like your quality cannabis, and I certainly am. Also, just the same. I certainly am just the same of a connoisseur.
I missed you, buddy. I missed you. Are we still recording?
Yeah, as long as my battery's still going.
Oh shit.
We're kind of at the mercy of my battery being at where it's at.
All right, we should probably end this podcast.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. With that being where we need to draw to a close.
Hey,
we have to have this.
We love you. We love you, fellow listeners. You are special. You are important. You matter. Please stick around for the next episode.
Yeah, this has been
Mickey
episode...
the GemInEye zombie Gemini grinder episode.
This has been episode 43 of the Vault of Doom podcast.
Vault of Doom podcast.
I'm the host, Mickey GemInEye, and I've just released Mountains Have a Grudge, the experimental black metal project from Pitiful Spawn, and I'll play you the tune that you heard earlier, Goblins and an Opium Den. And then it should serve as a sufficient interlude into what's to come. But let's hope, my friends, that you enjoyed the show. And that you will be. I honestly hope that. Okay, once things get honest, then you turn it up.
We're signing off, folks.
Yeah,
goodbye.
It's
sweet dreams.
It's like, hey, don't you guys have some homework to work on or something? Turn the damn phone off.
For now. Sayonara.
Hasta la vista,
baby.